Hello YouTube, it's Sean from Seanitors Hockey here, back with another month that was video. This is for the Ottawa Senators, of course, in which I track the team's progress through the month. An absolutely monster month compared to February, where the Sens only played a handful of games due to the Four Nations. Yet they got back into things in a big way this month. Absolutely crazy. 2 huge trades as well that came in with some players going out. And also some good money coming off the books with those trades and some upgrades in my opinion, but we'll get to that later. And also 10 wins in March, absolutely amazing. A 6-game win streak as well, and some absolutely monster saves from Linus Ullmark. Makes me wish I could actually show videos here, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. So yeah, I mean we snapped, coming into March, we snapped a 5-game losing skid with a game against the San Jose Sharks in which we won. It was a gritty game with Michael Amadio bagging the winner. And it was the first time I've really been able to sort of see Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith up front. Those two are going to be absolute fire for the San Jose Sharks moving forward with their franchise and things they want to achieve there. Yeah, I mean, at San Jose, obviously, you've got to get the points where you can. The Sens made a bit of a meal of it. It was a pretty physical game in what was the last few games before some trades happened with the Senators. Yeah, I've got to admit, coming off the 5-game losing skid, it was something we just had to get out of our system and had to win a game. But I was expecting them to actually put on a bit more of a gaming clinic, I'd probably say, run away with it. But you know what? A win's a win, 2 points is 2 points. And obviously that goes to a fantastic total in March of 10 wins out of 15 games, which is amazing. So I'm not going to recap absolutely every game here because there's 15 games in March and it'll be a pretty boring video. But I'm just going to touch on a few bits and bobs. So obviously there's a win streak in here. There's some trades. There's some amazing saves from Linus Ullmark along the way in performances. And even a decent performance or two from Anton Forsberg. In fact, was that? Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, just about. Let's say that. It might have been in April. I might come back to that. So obviously, like I said, I'm not going to touch on absolutely every game, but the Sens would then play the Washington Capitals. Yeah, Linus Ullmark would make an amazing stop on Alex Ovechkin in his favourite position, where he literally just used his paddle to block a shot and get it away. Absolutely brilliant save, obviously warming up for his pièce de résistance against Boston Bruins, which again I wish I could show video for, but I just can't do it. So yeah, so the Sens would drop to the Washington Capitals. There's no stress and no hardship in losing to the Washington Capitals. They are going to be a fantastic team the rest of this season. It's funny actually, I've heard a lot of people talking about the Capitals, and the same thing keeps coming up. Well, we'll see what happens at playoff time. This team have been immense all season, and they're not just immense, they are physical. They can score, they can hit, they've got goals all over their lineup. They've got Logan Thompson, who's lights out at the moment for them. You know, it's a team, they're gonna do some damage in the playoffs, I think. And yeah, they've obviously locked up Chychrun now to a massive deal. He's worth every penny in my opinion. I absolutely loved Jacob Chychrun when he was here. I've got a signed hat up there actually from Jacob Chychrun, which I won at the Global Series in 2024. 2024, what am I about? 2023, I think it was that actually. God, how quick's that gone? Speaking of the Global Series, I've actually got tickets to go to Stockholm. I'm going to be heading over there for the day. Bit of a segue here, but yeah, I'm going to be heading over there for the day. Getting a flight early morning and flight back late evening. So if anyone is going to the Global Series in Stockholm, Pittsburgh Penguins versus Nashville Predators, I'm going to be there on the 16th of November, which is the Sunday, I believe. So if anyone's around, let me know and we can sort of catch up and sort of meet each other in person. That would be amazing. But anyway, let's get back to the Senators. Sorry. So yeah, after dropping the game to the Washington Capitals and after that segue, yeah, after dropping that game, the Sens would go on an absolute tear. And go on a 6-game win streak with wins over Chicago, New York Rangers, Detroit, Philadelphia, Boston, and the Maple Leafs. Now, the thing I love about that streak, there's 2 things I love about it. There's the save of Linus Ullmark against Boston. There's also the game against Detroit where Linus Ullmark was like lights out. A game when the man made 48 stops and literally backstopped the Senators in order to win those 2 points. Detroit were on a bit of a resurgence around that time, and yeah, it was good to beat that divisional rival, and we'll get to some more divisional rivals down the road. So it was good to get those points against Detroit, as I've said. Always good to get one over on Alex DeBrincat. And also beating the Leafs again. We're making a big thing of the Leafs this season, but there could be a big thing coming for playoffs, couldn't there, at the moment, with the Battle of Ontario hopefully happening in the first round. That would just be immense. The Sens have really had the Maple Leafs number this season, and to be fair, they've played a way that the Maple Leafs hate to play. They've actually not allowed them space to play. They've been physical against them. They've played a pressing game, and they've been patient. They've taken their chances when they've gotten them, and they're paying off. So yeah, I cannot complain about the 6-game win streak at all. But obviously we have to talk about the Linus Ullmark save against Boston. I mean, if you're going to do it, considering the guy used to play for the Bruins, there are so many fans on that team that wish they had him. Obviously, up the other end, you've got Korpisalo and Swayman. I mean, wow. What a downgrade from the 2 superstars that they had. I mean, Swayman with Ullmark was a completely different beast, wasn't he? Since signing that big ticket contract, he's been a bit of a disappointment in Boston. But hey, it happens with goalies. It's a very, very streaky position. When you get on a few heaters, perfect example, look at Linus Ullmark at the beginning of the season. A little bit shaky, giving up a few sort of too many soft goals. But you always knew the guy was class, and he's come good, and he has come good in a big way. He's looked absolutely solid at times this season. And yeah, talking about that, obviously we've got to talk about the Boston Bruins save. I mean, I've seen some saves being a Senators fan. Craig Anderson used to make some outrageous stops. Patrick Lalime did the same. I even also remember Martin Prusek back in sort of 2004-5, if that was right. He made an absolute outrageous stop with his stick. If I can find a picture of that, which is highly unlikely. It's Martin Prusek, for God's sake. Yeah, he made a stick save. Literally just desperation across the crease and stopped it. But Ullmark, I mean, hand-eye coordination to make that save. Now, you can say there's a lot of luck involved just flying across the goal with your glove hand out. But to actually even attempt to make that save, the fact he was in that position to get across the net at that time, it's absolutely brilliant positioning from Ullmark. And like I said, he's been absolutely lights out for the Senators this season. What an acquisition he has been. Early on the season, I'm really, really glad that I've got my Ottawa Senators fan page for the European fans, because I look back and, you know, I've been pretty staunch on sort of the Ullmark praise. I do love the guy. I think he's exactly what we needed this season to backstop this team, along with Nick Jensen. And David Perron. I mean, David Perron is slowly becoming one of my favourite Senators. The guy is he just oozes confidence. And also, he's got an experienced head on his shoulders with his Stanley Cup with the Blues. He's been well travelled as well. And he's taken in a lot of different markets. We have really loaded up in the off season, and it's really paying off now. These guys are starting to really, really find their feet. And at the beginning of the season, it's funny with Perron, with his time off and stuff, you had to give him a lot of leeway because it was family, obviously. But I mean, he has just been an absolute different player since I'd probably say Christmas, January time. He's just totally changed things. And the lower lines for the Sens, Michael Amadio, Ridley Gregg, Gardette, they've all put in a shift this season, and they've really, really helped this team down the stretch, because the fourth and third lines have come up absolutely huge. Winning important points for us, including on this streak. It's absolutely crazy. But obviously, the main thing that obviously we want to touch on is obviously the trades that happened. The Senators made a big splash. Steve Staios tried to change the team up in a big way, acquiring Dylan Cousins and Dennis Gilbert from the Buffalo Sabres for Josh Norris, JBD and a draft pick. I've got to admit, I was a bit sad to see JBD go. Unfortunately, I just think he was the odd man out on the team. Obviously, you could see he was usually the seventh defenseman. Done a bit of time in the AHL, I believe, as well. And he's gone to Buffalo, where I really hope he finds a position to start. And obviously, he will find a position to start, because he would end up scoring against the Senators later on down the line. Another team that I just cannot stand at the moment. They've just got our numbers. Thank God Buffalo are not getting in the playoffs this season. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, Dylan Cousins, not a trade I saw coming. There's actually a really, really good Buffalo Sabres video, and it's behind the scenes for Josh Norris and the trade that took Dylan Cousins away. And it's really, really good. I've shared it on my Ottawa Senators European fan page. I will link it on here somewhere, and I'll also link it down in the description if you want to see it. A shameless plug for that page again. That page has just grown massively, guys, and I'm sure that a few of you guys here have gone over and liked it since I did my last video here where I sort of promoted that page. It's just a place for fans of the Ottawa Senators. It's gone up to like 410 followers now, which doesn't sound a lot, but to be fair, I only started the page about 3 months ago, and it's purely been through interaction on there and sort of trying to do polls and just basically posting stuff about the Sens, much in the same way here. And I've met some really amazing fans on there. So if anyone is interested, obviously like the page and stuff on Facebook. Doesn't cost you anything. I don't get anything from it. It's just a way that people can interact even further. And also, if people are trying to get hold of me, I've been invited on a few streams recently, which I really appreciate, by the way, guys, in the card community. It's probably the best way to get hold of me on that page, because it's obviously got a messaging function which you don't have on YouTube. On the page, my YouTube channel page, it actually says what the page is called on Facebook in the top banner picture. So take a look there and you can contact me through there if anyone wants to get hold of me. But yes, the trade, obviously, there's a brilliant video which I've linked on my page, on my Facebook page. I urge you to go watch it because it's behind the scenes of watching that trade happen. And it's eye-opening really, because you hear Josh Norris and it's like, oh, you know, the general manager is calling up Josh and saying that we've just acquired you from the Senators, and Josh Norris sounds so defeated. Just sounds so defeated. I mean, you sort of can expect it, can't you, really? Let's be honest. I mean, you know, he's been traded to the Buffalo Sabres. He's waited all that time with the Sens, and obviously he's had injury problems. And you then get traded to like the second worst team in the league, who then go on to beat the Senators twice in the coming weeks. But we'll sort of brush over that. But Dylan Cousins, what an addition! What a big body that guy is. I never realised what a good player he is as well. I always hear the name Dylan Cousins. I wasn't too au fait with Dennis Gilbert, but from watching YouTube videos on them, I watched a few sort of Buffalo Sabres videos that broke down the trade, and they were all gutted to see Dennis Gilbert go, because he's a heart and soul guy, physical guy. Sort of reminds me of when we got Rob Ray from the Buffalo Sabres as well, back at the trade deadline. I think that was 2003. And yeah, he was a physical guy, and yeah, he really helped us with our playoff push that year. So it's funny because Rob Ray now does the commentary, and he was in the between the two penalty boxes, between the two benches with Jamie McLennan, and it's funny just watching that, because like they're just sort of in that same space, and obviously there's some brilliant footage of those two when they're together, just like Rob Ray totally dialed in on the game, and Jamie McLennan in the background just having a laugh and almost acting like a bit scared of Rob Ray. But yeah, it does make me laugh whenever I see that. But yes, guys, the trade itself, I certainly think the Sens won that trade, and it's not biased at all, but there's two reasons why. Josh Norris has pretty much been injured since he's been traded there, and that's not a new thing. There's a very interesting part in that Buffalo Sabres episode that I just said about, and it's like the doctor has no problems with them signing him at all. He's not worried about the injuries or anything, and I'm thinking, like, what the hell was that guy looking at? I mean, this guy has been injured an awful lot. He's had like shoulder surgery after shoulder surgery. He only has to go into a net to sort of just brush a net, and he does something to his shoulder again. But it's through no fault of Josh Norris at all. I absolutely loved Josh Norris when he was here. In fact, when about 3 or 4 days before we got traded, I was actually looking at a Josh Norris jersey on eBay, and I was really hoping to add it into the collection here. But I've sort of held off on that now. But yeah, Josh Norris, I wish him and JBD all the luck. The Sens have definitely won that trade, because I just think, you know, you're getting a player back on less money, is not as injury prone. I don't think Dylan Cousins has barely missed any games whatsoever when he's been with Buffalo. And you're getting two players back that are actually going to be, you know, they're going to fit into similar areas on the lineup, but they're not as injury prone. I think I said at the beginning of the season, if Josh Norris can stay healthy and keeps on the goal trajectory that he was on this year, I think he was on for about 27, 28 goals. his contract is going to age pretty well, I think, because with the salary cap going up, his contract is, I think he's got 4 years left on it or something like that. It might even be longer than that. But his contract's going to age pretty well, because I think that's going to be the sort of new norm for a second line centre effectively in a few years, with just how much the cap's going up and how much everyone's getting paid now. So yeah, I think that's going to age pretty well, but I'm really, really happy with the Dylan Cousins addition. He's done really well since he's come into the Sens. He's hit the ground running. Dennis Gilbert's had a run out. I believe he's played one game where he was like the 7th D rotating in. I haven't seen an awful lot of him though. But the trade I'm also really, really happy about, and it's only because I buy the guy on NHL 25 all the time, is Zetland. I absolutely loved Zetland. What a player. I've got to admit, the Zetland trade was probably one of the more exciting things because it came out of the blue. So yes, we got Fabian Zetland joining the team. He's a goal scorer. He's a big body. He hasn't scored yet. I think he's only got 1 assist since he's signed with the Sens, but he's going to be a great addition down the line. And once he scores 1 or 2, he's going to just go and go and go. He's looked impressive. I've watched a few games this season with the San Jose Sharks. Not sort of, it sounds weird, but not like the whole game. But like, obviously, I watched Will Smith and Celebrini play the Sens earlier on in the month. But Zetland, I've picked him out. He always would be prevalent on the highlights of the games. Whenever I've watched the San Jose Shark highlights, he's always been pretty prevalent around the net, scoring goals. I think he's got like 19 or 20 goals this season. He's had 125 season, I believe, and he's just a big body. He's physical. He's what you want as a sort of as a forward, I think, in the league nowadays. And it's not like he hasn't been taking chances. It's going to happen for him, and he's going to score soon. But yeah, I mean, it's going to happen, isn't it? Let's be honest. I think he's going to come good. I've bet on him a few times that he would score, and but yeah, it just hasn't happened just yet. So, but anyway, so let's move on in the month. We've done the trades. We would head on later into the month. And yeah, we would unfortunately lose some key divisional games. And one of them was a result I did not see coming whatsoever. And that was a result, a 3-2 loss to the Buffalo Sabres in what was a very, very surprising game. They took their chances. They... yeah. What can you say? They took their chances and they made us pay. And also a key loss to the Montreal Canadiens. Well, the Montreal Canadiens just looked absolutely class that night. There was a difference between them. They had swagger, they had physicality. They wanted it more than the Sens, and unfortunately, that's happened in subsequent games against Buffalo and Montreal as well. We've been caught flat-footed, which is a little bit worrying, I'll admit. That you come up against a team that just plays the same game as the Sens, but you know, they just did it a bit better on the games that we played, and we had no answer to it. But yeah, so we lost to the Montreal Canadiens 6-3, a game that we never looked comfortable in winning. In all honesty, a few empty net goals in there as well, I believe, to finish it. But on the other hand, though, we did start to get towards the end of the month with 2 crucial wins. We ended up beating the Columbus Blue Jackets in a really, really physical, good game, 3-2, and we also beat the Detroit Red Wings. Yeah, so that was a bit of a nail biter at the end there. That was 4-3. But yeah, again, these are divisional rivals. We had to win those. We've got to play Columbus another 2 times before the playoffs. And yeah, I'm really, really hopeful that we can get some more wins against them. They seem to be they've plateaued now. They're starting to, I think they're really struggling at the moment. So hopefully at least one more win against them will be great. I think we're only about 4 points off actually securing a wild card slot. And then, yeah, the playoffs are sort of ours to chance our arm at and see how well we do. Obviously, we then finished off the month with a loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins, which I wasn't expecting. It was 0-0, and we lose in overtime to a Sidney Crosby hammer, should we say. It was a great shot. But yeah, that could have gone either way. Their goaltender made a key save just before that. And yeah, just one of those things, isn't it? So yes, guys, that was the month that was for the Ottawa Senators in March. Went off on a few tangents there, but I think you get the gist. It's been a really, really good month for the Sens. Really, really good month. 15 games played. I've tried to glance over the key points because you guys are going to be here forever. I want to try and keep these videos every month, but I'm going to try and make them so they're not like absolute stat dumps on you. You know what I mean? Like it's like just chatting, a fan chatting about the Ottawa Senators, and yeah, that's where we are. But I'm so excited, guys. I think we're probably only 2 or 4 points off of the playoffs, which will be absolutely incredible. I would love to see this team back in the playoffs, and you know what, at the moment Brady Tkachuk is out injured. He's due to not play again tonight either. He sat out the game against Buffalo, and I believe he's also due to sit out tonight's game against Tampa. Which, you know what, it could be a double-edged sword. That we still need to get the points to get that wildcard spot, but at the same time it might be play dividends for us down the line with a bit of a healthier Brady coming in. There was also a few milestones hit this month. Brady Tkachuk moved into 4th on the Senators all-time scorers charts with 189, overtaking my favourite player of all time, Marian Hossa. There we go. Yeah, overtaking Marian Hossa. And yeah, I mean, he's been on an absolute tear the past few seasons. I think I read a stat a couple of months ago that he's one of only 3 power forwards to get over 150 penalty minutes or 100 penalty minutes and 3 back-to-back 30-goal seasons. One is his dad, and I think the other one might have been Eric Lindros. Not bad company, is it, guys? Let's be honest. And also Jake Sanderson joins the just defenseman with 50-point seasons. Yeah, he's now on there. Eric Carlson's way ahead there. I think he's got like 6 50-goal season campaigns. But yeah, Jake Sanderson's got a few more of those seasons in him. So yes, guys, I'm really excited to bring next month to you, seeing what happens. I've got some stuff in store. I'm going to say it now because I really want to cover it, because it's sort of harking back to my retro gaming stuff. For the playoffs, whoever they come up against, I'm going to get NHL 25. I've got NHL 25, obviously. But I'm going to put on NHL 25 and I'm going to simulate a series, only short games, a 7-game series against whoever they do. And I'm going to put some commentary over it just for a bit of a laugh. So, yeah, I'm really hoping for the Battle of Ontario. Listen to me talking like we're already there. We're not already there. I'm really hoping for the Battle of Ontario. But you know what? Who knows? I'll just be so proud of this team to get there. And yeah, it's going to be an absolutely insane thing to look at and watch. I cannot wait for that playoff series to begin. So yes, guys, as I said before, please head over to my Ottawa Senators European Fans NHL page. It'll be linked down below. Like I keep saying, it's the best way to get hold of me if you want to chat to me about anything, any trades for cards, or anything you want to talk to me about. If you want to do a sort of collab episode, or if you want to invite me on one of your streams. I've been invited on a few already. So the card community on YouTube is just insane, and I've got to admit, I've been welcomed with open arms. And I've said this in a few videos. This isn't just going to be a fleeting thing for me. I'm in this community now, and it's a new hobby I've wanted to take up for a little while, and I've got absolutely loads of stuff still to share on this channel for the cards. I've got so many. I've actually just finished uploading my videos for my old setup, how I've been recording videos with clearing everything off my work desk and filming open packs. I've got a setup behind now. I've got a table, I've got a card mat, I've got loads of new packs as I look here. I've got another Series 2, 24, 25. I've got some Tim Stutzler chasing cards. I've got, so that is that 2021 Upper Deck. I've got 3 boxes of that to undo. I've actually already filmed the episode, so yeah, we do okay, let's put it that way. I've made some massive purchases for moving on some retro gaming stuff recently. I've got a real treat to share with you guys, which is currently on its way, due to be here on the 9th. Really excited for that arriving. I will do a video on that. I've got some 1920 Upper Deck. I've got a tin of that, and I think it's Series 1, and the hunt for Cale Makar. And I've got so many things coming up on the channel. It's not just going to be these old card packs. There is a lot of new stuff coming as well. So I just want to thank everyone again for welcoming me to the community and allowing me to take part in this, because I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, this isn't just going to be someone that's going to turn up for a few months. This is like moving away from the retro gaming hobby for me now, and doing this is what, you know, I'm really interested in, and blogging about the Ottawa Senators and things like that. So yes, guys, I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in April when hopefully the Ottawa Senators will grace the playoffs for for the first time since 2017. Can you believe it? We are so close, guys. Please feel free to comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.